Look at all the debris. Look at all the debris in the air. Oh my gosh.
Area that are left homeless, Kelly, we understand one of the hardest hit areas was down near Southwest 119th. They have set up a...
What if you woke up to calm skies, unaware that nature's deadliest storm was silently building above? This is the story of May 3rd, 1999. The day an unseen force in the sky turned peaceful neighborhoods into rubble. A day that began like any other, but would end in disaster. It's May 3rd, 1999. Morning light stretches over Moore, Oklahoma. As reporter Dan Anderson sets up his camera, he feels a strange, quiet unease, like something is brewing in the air. Moore, deep in Tornado Alley, is used to storms. But today, the air is almost too still, with gray clouds hanging low and only a faint breeze stirring the trees. Hours later, Dan's unease will turn to horror as he stands frozen, watching a tornado tear through the landscape, swallowing everything in its path. To everyone else in Moore, it seems like any other spring day, but this calm will not last. High above, out of sight, the atmosphere is shifting. A low-pressure system sits over the western United States, looking routine on radar. Meteorologists study weather models, which show nothing alarming. No reason to worry. It all points to a calm day, or so it seems. But nature doesn't follow our plans. Behind the scenes, a powerful dip in the jet stream pushes warm, moist air up from the Gulf of Mexico, mixing it with cooler, dry air sweeping down from the Rockies. As the hours pass, these forces quietly gather strength, setting the perfect conditions for a deadly storm. What will it mean for the people below? Only time will tell. At the National Weather Service, meteorologists start noticing something strange. Their data isn't matching up, and nearly every model has missed signs of the brewing storm. By early afternoon, the thick clouds start breaking apart, revealing patches of blue sky. Sunlight heats the ground, and suddenly the atmosphere feels charged, like a loaded gun ready to go off. At 3:49 p.m., the National Weather Service issues a rare high-risk alert for most of Oklahoma, a warning saved only for the most severe threats. Just 10 minutes later, tiny blips appear on radar near the Texas-Oklahoma border. Small rain showers, harmless at first glance. But one, just outside Altus, Oklahoma, starts to grow, and it begins to spin. A small dot on the radar has become a twisting storm cell, feeding off the warm, unstable air. Meteorologists exchange uneasy glances, knowing this is only the beginning. The peaceful day that felt like good luck is quickly becoming something far darker. As the clock nears 4:30 p.m., meteorologists keep a close watch on the storm near Altus. In under an hour, what started as a simple rain shower has produced 2 weak tornadoes. They appeared briefly, then vanished, causing no real damage. But the storm keeps building strength, transforming into a powerful supercell. Suddenly, a third tornado touches down north of Snyder, Oklahoma, but this one is different. Rated an EF3, it tears through the countryside, demolishing a house in its path before lifting back into the sky. With each new tornado, the meteorologists' unease grows. They're watching a dangerous pattern unfold, and it's headed straight for central Oklahoma. They hope the storms will weaken before reaching any towns, but the signs don't look good. In the small town of Chickasha, storm chasers from Channel News 9 are out with their cameras, documenting the storm's movements. Suddenly, a huge funnel appears right in front of them, widening into a wedge. the shape that signals a powerful tornado. Debris begins to fly, and one of the chasers yells, "I see debris!"
Look at all the debris. Look at all the debris in the air. Folks,
Big pieces flying through the air. It's only about half a mile down the road. It's definitely a wedge. The tornado powers forward, and the chasers watch in awe. From a safe distance, they feel its strength. Every twist of the funnel hints at a storm growing more violent by the second. Back at the National Weather Service, the radar confirms the tornado is intensifying, and it's heading toward more populated areas. The meteorologists realize its size and speed are increasing, and they know its path could take it straight into central Oklahoma. Tension fills the room. This storm isn't going to fade. It's growing into something bigger, something monstrous. Outside, the skies grow darker as clouds coil above. The calm day is gone, replaced by a heavy electric atmosphere. And as the tornado moves toward Interstate 44, the residents of Amber, Bridge Creek, and Moore are about to face nature's full wrath. By 5 p.m., the tornado near Chickasha has morphed into a powerful, unpredictable storm. What began as a narrow funnel has grown into a massive wedge tornado, its shape signaling intense strength. As it tears forward, it leaves a path of destruction, uprooting trees and flinging debris. The tornado moves with terrifying force, showing no sign of weakening. On the ground, storm chasers and news crews capture every moment. Mike Duncan, a storm chaser filming for KF News, is near an overpass on Interstate 44. As he films, he notices something disturbing. The entire storm is rotating, as if the sky itself is spinning. Dust and debris begin to rise below, forming a thin funnel that quickly widens. When Mike zooms out, he realizes he's watching a half-mile-wide tornado tearing everything apart. The storm keeps moving, stronger and larger. David Payne, another chaser from KO News, watches in awe. The tornado is on the ground again, and it's violent, rapidly rotating, he reports, estimating winds approaching 200 miles per hour. He and his team feel the inflow winds, air being sucked into the tornado's powerful core. In seconds, the tornado shifts from a wispy funnel to a thick, deadly wedge, the most dangerous tornado shape. Below, the ground shows signs of ground scouring as grass and soil are ripped away. But now, open fields are not the only things in its path. Up ahead lies a neighborhood along Dewey Edwards Drive. The tornado strikes with brutal force, flattening homes. Those on the edges take damage, but those in the center are obliterated. Debris is thrown into nearby trees, tearing them apart in seconds. Mike Duncan continues filming, stunned as the tornado shifts and changes in front of him. Just when it seems to weaken, it reforms, stronger and wider, heading straight toward Bridge Creek. As it moves through open fields, the tornado grows to nearly a mile wide. It's now clear this storm holds some of the strongest winds ever recorded, and it's heading for populated areas. The people in its path are about to face a force beyond anything they've seen. The tornado approaches Bridge Creek, showing no signs of slowing down. Now, nearly a mile wide, it's an unstoppable force. Trees are uprooted, fields stripped bare, and debris flung into the sky. For those watching, it's a terrifying sight. A massive wedge of swirling destruction. In Bridge Creek, it bears down on County Road 2948, hitting the first neighborhoods.
Okay.
Yes. Go ahead, Jim.
Mike,
Yes.
you
You're live.
got to look at this. This is phenomenal. It's gone. The neighborhood is gone. We are over a neighborhood.
Many of the homes are modest or mobile trailers, no match for this storm. Entire sections of the town are flattened, leaving only twisted metal and splintered wood. Trees are ripped up, the landscape scarred by the tornado's path. Among the destruction is the Crow family's home. When the tornado hits, it demolishes everything in its center. Tragically, Catherine Crow loses her life, but her daughter Amy survives, though injured. In an unbelievable twist, Amy's baby is thrown into a nearby field, covered in mud but alive. An officer later finds the baby capturing a powerful image of survival amid the devastation. The storm isn't done. After flattening this neighborhood, it heads toward Red Rock Road, where the destruction is equally severe. The red Oklahoma clay is torn up, leaving twisted patterns on the ground. Homes are reduced to rubble, and large sections of the road are gone. Vehicles don't stand a chance. One truck is found wrapped around a telephone pole, its interior stripped and caked in dirt. Storm chasers Val and Amy Castor track the tornado as it nears the turnpike. They report, "We're about to get hit with debris," as pieces of homes and trees swirl through the air. The tornado strikes a large brick home, leveling it to the ground in seconds. The trees and bushes surrounding it are stripped bare. As the tornado leaves Bridge Creek, meteorologists realize it's heading straight for the Oklahoma City metro area. It has already left neighborhoods in ruins, and now it's aimed at an even larger target. Meteorologists at the National Weather Service face a grim choice. They know the storm isn't an ordinary tornado. It's on track to devastate Oklahoma City. At 6:57 p.m., they make a historic decision, issuing the first-ever tornado emergency for Moore, Oklahoma City, and surrounding areas. This alert isn't like any warning before. It urges residents to take shelter immediately. The warning spreads quickly. News stations broadcast the message, urging viewers to seek shelter. Many are watching live coverage of the tornado, seeing the massive storm twist as it closes in. Across Moore and Oklahoma City, families rush to their basements and shelters, hoping to survive. Reporter Dan Anderson is near Crossroads Mall, filming as the tornado draws closer. The massive funnel, now shrouded in rain and debris, seems even more menacing as it nears the city. Go to your safe spot now. Forget the live pictures, just get to safety, he pleads. Overhead, Jim Gardner, a helicopter pilot for KF4 News, captures live footage. Battling turbulence, he maneuvers his helicopter closer. "We're facing major turbulence here," he reports. "We're right on the edge, and it's incredible." As the tornado closes in on the city, the storm has become a looming disaster, threatening thousands of lives. When the tornado hits Moore, it releases its full fury. The first neighborhood it encounters is East Lake Estates, a quiet community of well-built homes. In seconds, the tornado flattens entire rows of houses. Nearby, Westmore High School is also struck, with parts of its roof torn off and cars thrown across the parking lot. Jim Gardner captures the chaos from above. Power flashes light up as electrical lines and transformers fall, leaving neighborhoods dark. In the Emerald Springs apartment complex, buildings are leveled, and tragically, 3 people lose their lives. The tornado moves relentlessly across Moore, destroying everything in its way. As it crosses Interstate 35, Dan Anderson captures footage of the tornado hitting Highland Park. His voice shakes as he pleads, "Please, we plead with you, go to your safe spot now."
Folks, we plead with you, just go to your safe spot.
The Highland Park neighborhood is hit hard, trees are stripped bare, and vehicles are hurled into homes. For miles, homes and lives are shattered. After Highland Park, the tornado moves toward an industrial area, causing more destruction. Finally, as if it's exhausted, the tornado begins to weaken. It crosses Interstate 40, hitting a few more neighborhoods before finally lifting, leaving central Oklahoma scarred. The residents of Moore and surrounding areas begin the painful task of rebuilding. The tornado's impact leaves entire neighborhoods in ruins, with families mourning lives lost and searching for anything left. This event changes how people in Oklahoma see tornadoes. The Bridge Creek Moore tornado becomes a landmark in meteorology, leading to new Doppler radar systems and improved warnings. For those who lived through it, the memories never fade. Each spring, as storms return, they remember that day in 1999 when nature showed its most destructive side. The tornado remains a powerful symbol, a reminder that in Tornado Alley, it's not a question of if another storm will come, but when. In the wake of the storm's devastation, the people of Moore and surrounding communities faced an unimaginable reality. Homes were gone, neighborhoods left in ruins, and lives forever changed. For each person who survived, there was the painful task of piecing together a life interrupted by loss, and for too many families, the memories of loved ones taken too soon. As the cleanup began, it became clear that this storm left behind more than broken buildings. It left scars, both visible and invisible. The trauma of that day lingers in the minds of those who lived through it. The mothers and fathers who held their children close, the neighbors who searched for each other in the rubble, and the first responders who rushed to offer aid. But amid the tragedy, the people of Moore and central Oklahoma showed a resilience that would inspire the entire nation. They came together to rebuild, to support one another, and to honor the memories of those who were lost. Stories emerged of strangers helping strangers, families opening their doors to neighbors who had nowhere else to go, and communities rallying together to heal. For everyone affected by the Bridge Creek Moore tornado, this storm was more than a moment in time. It was a life-altering event that tested their strength in ways many of us will never fully understand. Today, we remember their courage, their resilience, and their unity in the face of unspeakable loss. Our hearts go out to all who continue to bear the scars of that day. Let this story remind us to hold close what matters most, and to never take for granted the calm moments in life. And as we remember May 3rd, 1999, let us honor the spirit of those who faced nature's fury and came through with a strength that will never be forgotten.